Inside the Hutchinson Union Building here in South Portland, Maine, alongside Jeff Schools, I'm Caleb Lamb. Second matchup of our doubleheader here on senior night at Southern Maine Community College, and the arch rivals are in town, the Central Maine Mustangs. Women's game saw Central Maine complete the season sweep home and away and get themselves a victory, though it got close towards the end. They pull away in the final minutes to win 70-61. Now the men's team for Southern Maine looks to complete a home and away sweep of their own, having already knocked off this Central Maine team 71-63 back in mid-December. Two teams that are going in opposite directions. Southern Maine 14-5 on the year right now, 7-3 on this home court. They are coming off a loss on the road to Navy Prep that snapped a 4-game winning streak for them. But in the conference, they've been very good, 11-1. Meanwhile, Central Maine struggling right now. They've gotten back to they've dropped back to the 500 mark, having at one point been at 9-5. Now they are 10-10. They've lost their last two. They've dropped 4 of 5 overall. Before we get into the matchups, though, it is time to do what Senior Day is all about, and a chance to honor the seniors here in their final home game of the regular season. Let's take it courtside.
These 3 student athletes have played an integral part of the men's basketball program and will be missed as we continue with their individual successes upon graduation. Our first student athlete will be recognized today has played 2 seasons for the Seawolves. During this time, Zach Mickle has amassed a career average of 7.5 points per game, 3.1 assists per game, 4.9 rebounds per game, and 1.1 steals per game. When asked about Zach, Coach Richards stated that for the past 2 seasons, Zach has been given the reins of the team as the starting point guard. His leadership and work ethic have made him the perfect floor general over the last 2 seasons. Zach will be graduating this spring with a degree in business administration and sports management and plans to pursue his bachelor's degree next year. At this time, we ask Zach to come to the center court with his family, including Mom Corinne, Father Bobby, Grandmother Donna, Sister Tara, and Brother Tyler with Adriana White. As a token of appreciation, Coach Richards would like to present you with this framed jersey as a thank you for your time spent as a member of the SMCC program. Congratulations to Zach and his entire family. Our second student athlete that will be recognized today has played 2 seasons for the Seawolves as well. During his time, Cam Cousins has been a career average 11.9 points per game and 9.1 rebounds per game. This past season, Cam has recorded 13 double-doubles. During his career, Cam has been named the YSCC Player of the Week 3 times and also named to the SMCC 2020 Carol Rhines Male Sports Person of the Year Award. In the classroom, Cam has also earned YSCC All-Academic and USCAA National All-Academic Selection. When asked about Cam, Coach Richards stated that he leaves the program as one of the hardest workers he has coached and an excellent example of being a student athlete. Cam will graduate in a degree with electrical engineering and will join the workforce at the conclusion of this academic year. At this time, would Cam join his parents Christy and Father Warren, Sister Emma, brothers Cody and Nick at center court. As a token of appreciation, Coach Richards would like to present you with this framed jersey as a thank you for your time spent as a member of the Southern Maine Community College program. Congratulations to Cam and his entire family. Our third and final student athlete to be recognized today has played 3 seasons for the Seawolves. During that time, Ian Regan has made a career of averaging 10.5 points per game, 2.2 assists per game, 3.2 rebounds per game, and has collected 135 steals, which ranks him 7th all-time at the college. On the court, Ian was a 2020 YSCC All-Conference selection and a 2-time YSCC Player of the Week. In the classroom, Ian has been recognized as a 3-time YSCC All-Academic Team member and a 2-time USCAA National All-Academic Selection as well. When asked about Ian, Coach Richards stated that Ian has been dedicated to the program for each of the past 3 seasons. He has come back each year and improved his version of his game and has been a major contributor to the program's success during that time. His passion for the game and being a Seawolf will be hard to replace. Ian will be graduating this spring with both his education and business administration degree and plans to continue his education next year to eventually be a middle school teacher. At this time, would Ian join his family, Father Jeff Regan, stepmom Jamie Lacadakius Regan, Mother Jillian Bennett, stepfather Walter Duchett, and brother Jack Bonnet. As a token of appreciation, Coach Richards would like to present you with a framed jersey as a thank you for the time spent as a member of the SMCC program. Congratulations to the entire family and Ian.
Well, with that, how about we play some basketball? Hard not to think and feel for these 3 who are about to embark on their final regular season home game. If that doesn't get you fired up to play, nothing will. And of course, as big an atmosphere as they've had all season long. It's been a topsy-turvy year. It was a topsy-turvy last couple of calendar years. But with no basketball last season, it's made this year so much more important and much more meaningful for a lot of these student athletes. And now they'll get this final couple of minutes to warm themselves up and do battle against their arch rivals one more time in the regular season. Jeff, chance for us to break down this matchup between the 2 teams. Southern Maine, we've seen them so much throughout the year. They'll go with their usual starting lineup, and they have been so effective under head coach Matthew Richards in his 19th season at the helm. But when it comes to guys who are experienced around USCAA basketball and every different version of athletic conference that these colleges have called home, If you look on the other side, and Dave Gagne is probably the guy that can see him and raise him for experience. 28 years. Has won a USCAA national championship back in 2002. 9 league titles, 12 national tournament appearances, and 524 career victories. And oh yeah, he's in the USCAA Hall of Fame already.
Oh, by the way, yeah, it's they are friends, they are rivals, they are everything you'd want to ever think they were. They raise each other's game. That's the bottom line. They are able to make sure that one, fights for the top every time down the floor. It's an interesting relationship. I've been on the other side of seeing it behind the scenes as well, and it's two people who are really close but also fiercely competitive against each other. It's quite a thing to watch for sure.
This has been a struggling stretch run for this version of the Central Maine Mustangs, but whenever you got the rivals on the court, you can throw out the records. As you see them on the screen right now, though, field goal percentages have been pretty close. It's that points per game where the Mustangs have struggled. Too many turnovers for them, and they've struggled shooting the ball from beyond the arc. Expect Southern Maine to try and frustrate them in the paint and force them to kick the ball outside and use their length to really put some pressure on those opportunities. Players to keep an eye on: Malik Farley out of Orlando, Florida. He runs pretty much the whole contest long. He and Corey David will be out there for just about every minute of basketball action. Farley paces the team with David 13.1 points per game and 14.3 respectively between those two Florida recruits. And they've also got some recruits to help them out. We might see some looks inside for the big 6'9" sophomore forward out of Las Vegas. Justin Dugan can certainly add a little bit of pressure here and there to give his team some extra breathing room. What will Southern Maine be able to do to try and wrap them up? Shooting-wise for them, Ryan Crockett's been lights out, but DeMarco McKissick averaging about 10 points per game. The Laconia, New Hampshire man, if he decides to shoot the basketball, it's probably going to go in about half the time. On the other side, home team all season long, we've talked about the strength of this starting five. Jack Pazinski out of Saco, Deshaun Cromwell from Biddeford, and of course the seniors, Zachary Mickle, Ian Regan, and Cameron Cousins. They're going to be fired up to go. At times, they've gotten big contributions from Tarmas Martinati, Alexander Momo, Bodie Metter, and also from Miles Brown shooting the ball from outside. Anderson Kavuse in the paint's been big. This is such a well-constructed squad for the Seawolves, and a chance perhaps for them to go on another lengthy postseason run and make a run at winning that conference crown.
Yeah, they're in a really good position. That win at NHTI really put them in a whole different space. And, they own their destinies, just much like the women. The men own their destiny here for the next little bit, so they can really control things. And I just feel like they're poised right now. They've done some really good things, and they've done a really good job.
Well, let's take it down courtside here as we prepare to get starters introduced. We know who it's going to be for the Seawolves, but let's meet the starting five for Central Maine. The Mustangs are going to do their part to play spoiler here tonight to the celebrations. And the women's team staying put here as well to form a ring of honor.
We encourage your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at any of the above parties will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition without refund. Lastly, fans are expected to remain masked at all times while inside the building. The officials for tonight's game are Justin Meter, Michael Brocord, and Mark McGinnis. And now for your starting lineups. First for the visiting Mustangs. At guard, number 1, Malik Farley. Also at guard, number 3, Corey David. Also at guard, number 13, Jaden Henderson. Also at guard, number 31, Ryan Crockett. And finally at center, number 34, DeMarco McKissick.
Well, as you can see, there are a couple of changes coming at the last minute for them.
By Jeff Breckett, Emilian Kirby, and Jared Rubin.
And now the lights come down for the presentation of the home team. Here's your starting five for the Seawolves.
And now, for your Southern Maine Community College, Seawolves! At guard from Saco, Maine, number 2, Jack Puzinski. At the other guard from Billerica, Massachusetts, number 10, Captain Zachary Mickles. At forward from Biddeford, Maine, number 5, Captain Deshaun Cromwell. At the other forward position from Old Orchard Beach, Maine, number 22, Captain Ian Regan. And finally at center from Wells, Maine, number 32, Captain Cameron Cousins. The Seawolves are coached by Matt Richards.
Well, let's play some ball. Jeff, should be a fun one. Do we have the mic on head coach Matt Richards tonight?
We do.
Oh, my.
He is mic'd up, so this is going to be interesting.
I'm going to be very curious to see what he has to say during the timeouts. Corey David, as you can see there on your screen, the reigning YSCC Player of the Week. 20 points per game and shooting the ball pretty good. He was 19 of 46, but 11 three-pointers. That might just be the dose they need as they try to get back to their winning ways here. And they are trying to get out of this funk, having dropped 4 out of their last 5.
He's also fresh off scoring his 1,000th point, so quite a week for Corey David.
Jump ball at center court, and this one's tipped straight out of bounds off the fingertips of DeMarco McKissick, the Laconia, New Hampshire man. So Deshaun Cromwell will come across to get us going here. Zachary Mickle looking to get this started the right way. Puzinski wearing the long sleeves will be easy to keep track of. His Cousins bodies off his man, but that shot rejected. McKissick at 6'5", able to stay with him. And on the other end, acrobatic finish wouldn't go down for Malik Farley. So trade empty possessions to start things off in the first 20 seconds of the game. Puzinski got his man moving. Kick out Mickle. Working off a screen from Cousins, who wants the ball back, floated to him, jump stop, and he was fouled on the left arm. McKissick will pick up his first personal, and the first of the game.
Mustang ball number 34, Marco McKissick. That's his first, team's first of the first half.
Already a quick word coming from the bench for Matthew Richards there to the ear of Deshaun Cromwell. Wanting to move the ball a little bit quicker, I think there. Is a bit slow getting to the hands of Cameron Cousins, who knocks down the first point of the game from the free throw stripe for the 6'4" Wells native. Second shot on the way and good. 2-0 lead. Corey David will take it up the court this time. Picked up by Puzinski. Goes outlet for Henderson. South Burlington, Vermont gives it up. McKissick to the far side. David wants to operate off a screen, but he fakes, and he's fouled. Lightning fast. David will get to a spot on the floor. If you blink, you'll miss him. And he goes to the line as Puzinski, make that Ian Regan. They're giving that one to. First one knocked down. Benjani leads the team, one of only 2 scorers who averages double figures, and both the big guns for each team, Cousins and David, both put 2 free throws down. And we start this game at a standstill draw. 1 minute gone here. Let's get the tempo cranked up. Mickle working off a screen. Looking across, Cousins, Regan, Pazinski. Cromwell had a long way to go for that one, and he got fouled by Farley, who was underneath him. Pass was probably going out of bounds. And Gagne gives a little word to his man underneath, letting him know doesn't need to make that contact there. Try and box him out, and then if the pass is too strong, let it sail. Mickle, crossover, fadeaway jumper off target, and a big, strong rebound crashing the boards for Ryan Crockett. Old Orchard Beach High School product. Played with Ian Regan. This one here is floated at the rim and drops through. Henderson gets the first field goal of the night. Mickle. Picked up Pazinski. Feed down low for Cousins. McKissick just staying anchored and keeping an eye on him. Regan for 3. Bang! One OOB product on target on one end, and the other one comes back with a big 3-pointer to give his team the first, or I should say their first field goal and the lead back. David working away into the far corner. That shot is off target from Crockett. And the rebound controlled by the Seawolves. Southern Maine with Pazinski. He's been just laying the ball off into that low post and letting players try to go to work. Cromwell kick out. A little bit further out for Cousins, and still a difficult shot there from the left elbow. Pazinski blew a tire, and that one looked like it was going to be trouble. It's a travel. Farley had to avoid the contact, threw it ahead for himself. So a turnover that we'll see again, an empty possession for the Mustangs as they try to get into some kind of rhythm offensively here. Mickle working his way far side, gets around Henderson. He's going to drive, fakes the pass, and he finishes at the rim through contact. To the line to complete the 3-point play. 3 scorers on the board for Southern Maine, and it's the 3 seniors being honored here tonight. Regan with that 3-pointer moments ago, right on target. Cousins had the 2 foul shots, and now it's Mickle to the line, finishes off the 3-point play. Poetic justice as you'd expect. McKissick has to come out here after picking up his 2nd foul. And that might spell some trouble as they really were counting on him to try and contain Cameron Cousins. But 2 fouls inside 2.5 minutes will not help his cause. Into the near corner for Henderson. Reset up top for Henderson from Crockett. He gets it back, 31-13, and back again. Crossover behind the back, stop from the right elbow. Jumper's good. Henderson's got another one. Not Maine native and Herman High School product on the scoreboard. Is Mickle working off the dribble here and has to hand off. Regan, another 3-pointer. Are you kidding me? He's liking that right side. Drills another one. Pazinski, contact on David, who goes to the hoop and gets harmed, and a big fall to the court for him. Three-pointers buried right at the heart of the defense. David able to finish there. Can he make it an even 4 for 4 from the charity stripe start? He wastes no time and just drills that one. 3-point lead though. An excited Matthew Richards already animated on the sideline as Cromwell goes across. Mickle. Student section on their feet. They've got their version of the big heads out as Mickle floats one at the rim. Wouldn't drop. Henderson floats it over. David on the crossover. Gets inside, almost lost the handle. He'll back it down. Such smooth passing. Pretty free-flowing with the basketball, and they shoot it pretty good. But can they get the shot selection right? That one won't go down. Cromwell up the court. Regan from straight away. No! My goodness! How do you leave 22 open? 3 shots from outside, 3 triples, and a 14-8 lead for Southern Maine. Ian Regan's in a groove, and it didn't take long at all. On the other side, nice cut into the paint, and there's Horowitz to finish with the left hand. South Burlington, Vermont native gets on the scoreboard. 4 different scores for them as Mickle works his way across. Worked off contact, Pazinski into the corner. Regan again, but that's the left side. We'll give him a break there as Cousins finishes on the rebound. His first field goal, and he's got 4. All 16 points coming from the senior trio. Attacking here, Henderson. Trying to work his way inside. Difficult one. That's poked free. Ball on the deck, and Mickle comes away with it. Floats it up top for Pazinski. Leaves for Cromwell. Blocked off. Pazinski, though, recovered the ball. Mickle slowing things down here. And he and Regan are not on the same page there. That one flutters harmlessly out of bounds. But another look here for Regan. Absolutely nobody stepped up to guard him, and that's just begging to get a shot buried from outside. Corey David taking his time up the floor. We'll call a Florida man. 6'1" senior. Boy, is he good on the penetration, and got the pass away there as well. Here's Justin Dugan into the game, the big 6'9" man, as a leaner wouldn't go down for Jordan Dudgeon. But out of bounds and will stay on this end of the floor. And with 1 6'9" man out, Anderson Cavuse, 6'8" out of Westbrook, Maine, will come to try and contain him as best he can. Set up, David got the shot away, but there was a hand in his face from Cromwell to alter it a bit higher. Mickle. Regan, he's open, but gave it up. Mickle, he's got an open look too, wouldn't go down. Cromwell jousting for it, comes up with the ball. Regan puts it on the floor. Mickle will attack on the dribble, kicks it back out, but an offensive foul. Body control as he went square into Marshall Evans. Smithton Tasmania man, able to draw the contact. I'll have Mickle a little bit frustrated there. He didn't like the call. Fourth personal foul, his first of the contest. This one's worked up the court here. Dudgeon, Cairns, Australia gives it over. Horowitz into the corner. Gets it back from David, and he finds himself in a double team. Bounce pass got away from Dugan. Pazinski. Whoa, what happened there? He just turned it over, and on the attack goes Evans with the left hand, lays it up and in. Almost like the ball got stuck on the fingertips of Pazinski, if I didn't know better. Cavuse making his way down to set up in the paint. Cousins getting a break here. Also into the contest, Brody Metter out of Gorham, Maine. Bounce pass, Cavuse. He likes that little jumper, and he knocks it down. Anderson Cavuse, he's got a good shot. Not just a big man who has to bang around the glass. He's got the shooter's touch. Westbrook High School product as this one is fired across for Dugan. Into the corner. David, that shot offline out of his hands, and Regan will tip down the rebound to himself. Corey David a little cold from the field. He's got 4 free throws, though, to his credit. Inside, Cavuse. That one wouldn't go down. David comes up with the rebound and will bring it up the court himself. Reset Dugan. He wants a 3 ball. It was online, but a bit short, and Regan grabs the rebound. Trying to showcase his range for the Las Vegas native. Both teams coming up empty on their latest batch of possessions. 6-point lead. Pazinski almost had it stripped away from him. Fires to the corner. Regan, how'd he keep it in bounds to Cromwell? He cannot hang on to it. It's a hot potato and a big block, but a foul. Cromwell not happy about it, but there was contact as he trailed. Didn't have a chance to go straight up and try to make it. Block over the back. Cromwell's first. So to the line goes Marshall Evans. Ball just pinballing around at the moment here, Jeff, and just a couple of sloppy turnovers there. Hasn't hurt them yet, but they are letting the Mustangs hang around early.
Sure are. And that's going to frustrate Coach Richards for sure, because they have had the opportunity to kind of put the hammer down early here and just haven't taken advantage.
Both free throws knocked down, give Marshall Evans 4 points. Hader takes this one up the floor. Pazinski again almost in two minds there of where he wanted to go with it. Netter from the far side. Into the corner. Pazinski will rise and fire, and he hits! The Saco native, product of Thornton Academy with the Golden Trojans, and he hits a big shot there to break a funk. 7-point lead restored. Heaved across though. Open look for Dudgeon on target, but too strong. Nice rebound, Regan, who had to tiptoe walk the baseline. Halfway through this first half. Meter on the far side, surveying his options as we're going to see Martinati into the game. Cromwell into the corner. What a pass that was. Pazinski. Cromwell's got an open look. He wants a triple, too strong. Regan, did he tip it? No, it's off the hands instead of Henderson out of bounds. Another look at this one here. Pazinski just choosing to fire it up, knowing Dugan wasn't close enough to challenge him. And nothing but the bottom of the net. 7-point lead, trying to add some more. Cousins takes it, and he traveled. He left his feet and came down before he got the pass away. It was just a teeny tiny hop off the hardwood, but well spotted by the official there. Play being signaled from the sideline from Dave Gagne. They've got McKissick back into the game, and that's a big bucket for him to get the 6'5" center from New Hampshire going. Playing with 2 personal fouls and still 10 minutes to go in the first half. A bit risky, but you got to risk it in a situation like this going against your rivals. Inside for Martinati. Cavuse moving the ball around. Meter trying to attack down low to the post. Martinati. Cavuse wants the three-pointer. Wouldn't go down. Everyone attacking. McKissick came up with it. Does a good job creating room for himself. And on the other end, what a pass back! Wouldn't go down. Cavuse did well to alter it. And Martinati's fouled by Henderson. Both sets of fans roaring their approval one way and then the other. Student section nice and loud here for the Seawolves. Both teams with 4 personals charged against them. As up the court comes Mickle. Meter gives it back to him and almost jumped on by Evans. Into the corner. And the bounce pass down low. Cousins reset up top. Just got it into the hands of Martinati, who attacks and finishes at the rim. Arlington, Connecticut man on the scoreboard. 23-16, a 7-point lead. And that pass almost slipped away from Farley. He has not yet gotten on the board despite a couple of looks inside. It's been tough sledding for the 5'9" guard, and that's a good shot from outside. Long 2 for Henderson. Cavuse. Meter turnaround jumper. Wouldn't drop as it rolls off the side of the rim. Taken up by Dudgeon, the Australia man. calling out the play here as he's got primary ball handling duties with Corey David on the bench for a rest. McKissick comes up top, works inside for Farley. He's going to turn. Bounce pass too low, off the kneecaps. Metter wanting to try and do something quick. He gives to Cousins, who's going to fire an off-balance jumper. Kavuse tipped it to himself, but I think he's called for going over the back. Well, I don't know about that one, Jeff.
That looked like a fair shot trying to get a rebound. He didn't look like he went over the back at all.
I don't think he leaned one direction or the other. He's just that big. First personal for him. Team's fifth with 8:15 to go here in this first half. Close contest, 5-point lead. Corey David back on the floor. McKissick trying to set himself up inside. Cousins defending him in the low post. McKissick backing him down. Cousins stays right with him, but McKissick over the top for two. 3-point game, 1 possession separating the teams. Such a hot start for the Seawolves, but kind of mirroring how the women's game went for these two teams. Riding the early momentum. Now they've got to get back into a rhythm offensively. Martinati. Nichols a long way out here. Gives it up for Regan. How about it? Oh my! A 4th three-pointer of the game. David here, slowing things down as Ian Regan extends the advantage back to 6 points. Crockett trying to match his former high school teammate as he works the ball around. McKissick will leave it for Henderson. Split up the middle, that's turned over. Kavuse outlet a pass to Mickle. Drops it off, Regan. Will give to Mickle to slow things down. Nope, launches a three as soon as I say it. Why not? Why not, young man? 6 points for the Billerica, Massachusetts native. Timeout taken. 9-point lead with 6:50 left. We'll take it with him. Seawolves on top here on SMCC TV. Oh no, let's take it down to the coach in the huddle.
Hey, when they're in that zone right here, right? Listen, we screen this in. Normally it's through. You might be able to just rise right out of this, and it could be a return pass, and then we still have the post players.
Yo, if you come through, hey, yo, if you come through, no, I know. No, with the middle. If you go middle.
Oh, yeah. You might be able to rise right up. Okay.
Hey, real quick. If Ian rises and we don't have anything, weak side wing, you dive to the corner, now you become the runner.
Okay, here we go. Seawolves on 3. 1, 2, 3.
I like that. Just a quick note there from head coach Matthew Richards. And it seems to be license for Ian Regan to keep on firing away. They want to see him rise and let fly. On the bench, adjustments being made as the Mustangs find themselves down by 9 with 6:50 to go here in the first half. Corey David across the timeline. Crockett has been held in containment after that first bucket. They go into McKissick, just got that one in and gets the shot away. He's starting to find his rhythm. 3 field goals and 6 points for the 6'5" big man. Averages 10 a game. If they can get him going inside, that's a big extra weapon for them to have. Regan wanted it. Double team, though, came immediately when the ball got to his hands. He moves across near side. Mickle going to step into one. My goodness gracious. Outstanding here. Seawolves just letting fly from outside, and they've got 7 3-pointers. And that one from Cromwell's a rejection. Stepped out of bounds, though, as he tried to contain it. And Pazinski back into the game. Look at this one again, Mickle. Everyone just backs off. He takes one step, sets the feet, and he sinks that shot. On the reset here, Crockett will give back to Malik Farley as he tries to get inside. No, excuse me, that's Dudgeon on the attack. Number 11, that one is lost, and Regan pokes it into the hands of Mickle, clears it out. Pazinski No, it wouldn't drop, but Regan's on the case, and down low, Cromwell draws the foul. Well, the last of the starting five who hasn't gotten on the scoreboard yet. Cromwell will go to the line to try and take care of that little piece of statistical trivia right now. 5:35 to go in the first half. Low-scoring game by both teams' usual margins as the Seawolves average closer to 90 points per game in YSCC play, but this isn't your usual YSCC game. Points come at a premium when you've got Southern and Central Maine on the floor at the same time. First one good. And the second drilled as well. 2 points for the Biddeford man. Corey David's been pretty well contained so far. Nothing from the field. A couple of trips to the line. Trying to make something happen as the ball handler. McKissick, though, they're giving a healthy dose of. He gets another shot away. That one, though, from too far out. Nice work. Cousins isn't going to risk fouling or anything like that. He's just keeping his arms up and force as difficult a shot as he can. And you expect something's going to give. And a personal foul for an illegal moving screen. Turnover, charged to Deshaun Cromwell, who's got his second late in the first half here. And the Mustangs are one away from getting into the bonus. Maybe a little bit of a lean on the hips there to try and get an extra separation, but not a lot.
Seemed a little ticky-tack for this group.
Game's being called pretty tight, though, as here on the attack into the paint. Pass is swatted away by Cousins, recovered by David. Into the corner. Crockett wouldn't get it to drop down, and in the battle for the rebound, foul committed by Horowitz. Both teams now with 6 personal. Cavuse to inbound. Student section's been loud, and they've been bringing the noise and the energy all night here, and you gotta like to see that. So many games as of late without fans, everyone in attendance having to follow mask protocols, trying to keep some of the visiting fans and everybody's distanced. You're not going to get that out of the student group. You have the whiteout going. Into the corner, pass down low for Cousins. Too high for him, but a step out of bounds trying to keep it in play. Mickle will come underneath to inbound. And Regan's going off to the right-hand side. David trying to stay on him. Reset for Cavuse. Handoff. 2 on the shot clock. Mickle just has to throw it. But we've got an offensive foul charge for him as he tried to swirl with the elbow extended. Back-to-back turnovers on the personal fouls, and that is the 7th and over the limit into the bonus. David up the court here. Pazinski staying right on him. Calling for the clear out. He'll give it down low for Marshall Evans. Up top. Looking for a screen to come to give him some room to attack. Gives it back from the elbow. Cavuse, though, came to clog things up. Jumper overshot. Evans missed everything, but crashing in, the rebound finished. Crockett on the board. 10-point lead, 34-24 ball game. Mickle wanting Pazinski to come a bit closer so we can get rid of it and try to move off the ball. Lob down low. Cousins came down with it. He had a lot of contact. It does not matter. Big bucket for him. That's got the crowd back into life after a tough finish, but a pull-up jumper. Crockett from the foul line knocks it down. The other Old Orchard Beach man starting to find his groove. Pazinski for Mickle. And Regan on that right side. Mickle got it across for Cousins. Up top, Pazinski. Crossover, lost his footing, had to give it up to avoid the travel, and that frees up David. He's going to go up and lay it in with the left hand. Timeout taken. We'll take the break with 2:51 to play in the first half. 36-28, the Southern Maine lead here on SMCC TV.
There's a saying that a rising tide lifts all boats. But what happens when a global crisis makes normal problems suddenly seem insurmountable? Who will be that rising tide? Since 1946, Southern Maine Community College has offered the same steady hand and supportive community for people to ignite their passion and turn it into something more. Because when it comes to lifting people up, when it comes to being that rising tide, we're all in. Always.
Well, I see a couple of bare-chested lads with an S, an M, and I'm going to wager those are 2 C's on the end of it. The Seawolves student section turning out in force here, and they're seeing their team put together a good first half. Still a tad under 3 minutes to play before we hit the halftime break. Nichols got 9 with 2 3-pointers. Regan's got 12, all from outside. And Cousins with 6 going to work down low too. The seniors making it happen on their night. They're trying to play spoiler are the Mustangs, who keep hanging around and changing up their looks. Meter from outside. Yes! Why not join the party? Everyone else is hitting from 3-point land. You might as well join in. He's got a 3 on the jersey. Oh, full stretch dive to try and tip that one away. Love the effort. Hops right back into the play. Outside look for Dudgeon on target. That's the first 3-pointer to answer back from the Mustangs. Field goal-wise, they've stayed toe-to-toe, but the extra points from outside have given a lead to the Seawolves, who come up empty there, and Cousins has tripped up a couple of times inside to the paint, and the finish! Horowitz flashing in. Kaczynski tried as best he could to alter it, but it's back to a 6-point margin. Meter crossing over, using the screen from Cousins, gives it back to him. Inside, tie-up, ripped it away. Open look, Meter, why not? Oh, and drop down. Rebound corralled, and here's David throwing it quickly ahead. Off the glass, too strong. Rebound, put back, denied. Ball came down for Dudgeon, who missed the initial shot. It was a hard fall for Marshall Evans. And from outside, Corey David. 3-ball, and suddenly a 3-point game. And I don't imagine Matthew Richards is going to be happy about that. Last couple of minutes sequence. Let's take it down to his huddle.
And you're frustrated, and you're playing no defense there.
This is the run they have.
Okay?
Come on.
Execute down here. Move the ball.
Yes, we'll take a shot. What you want? Come on.
Seawolves on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey, dude, come on.
Quick word there for Anderson Kavuze. You could hear him there at the beginning, just saying no defense. Where's the defense? Can't be frustrated and not coming back to do your job. And it's cost them a couple of points. Kavuze to the bench. Regan, Cousins, Pazinski, Martinati, Meter. That's your 5 on the floor for Southern Maine. Back into the contest, McKissick to try and nail down the paint defensively for Central Maine. Jabbed out of Meter's hands. He's able to recover it. Gives it across Martinati. Final minute of play here in the first half. Jabbed out of the hands of Regan. He got it back. Great pass. Cousins lets fly. Missed it. Martinati got the rebound back. Regan trying to get his man moving. He's fouled on the reach in, and Evans not happy about it. Over the limit. 1-1 coming up. 47 seconds left to go in the half in a 3-point ball game. It's closer than you might expect it to be, as Malik Farley will check in. And McKissick's going to come out here with a minute to go. Don't want to risk a third foul for him. Got the 2 in the first 2.5 minutes. He did good work settling in after that point. Regan for the first, on target. That's the first point from Ian Regan that was not a 3-point shot that dropped through. And by the way, he's got 13, if that tells you on the simple math how many he's hit. Second one up and good. think Ian Regan missed like one shot from the left corner. This kid is shooting lights out tonight in some kind of rhythm. Shot clock difference of about 15 seconds or so as David gives it inside. Horowitz, tough finish, and he got it off the glass and in. Calder Horowitz, big bucket there for the first year. Matthew Richards getting them fired up. Shot clock turned off. 20 seconds to go. Do they hold for the final shot to try and make it a 2-possession lead at the interval? Very animated from the sideline. Matthew Richards' meter crosses over off the screen. Wanted to give to Martinotti. Pass back to Cousins. Regan across. Open look. Pazinski. No, wouldn't drop in. Ball on the floor. Cousins got it away. Threw it away though. Had to give it to somebody. And so we go to halftime in a close contest. The Mustangs fought themselves back from a big hole, and they trail just by 3 points at the halftime break. Should be a good matchup here for the rest of the way. Fun one so far, Jeff. What's your takeaway from the first 20 minutes of action?
You know, you said it a couple times. It's just a little bit of sloppy play and no defense really killed the Seawolves. They had a couple of opportunities to bring a double-digit lead and just couldn't get over the hump, basically through sloppy play. And I think that's what, you said Coach Richards is animated. He's animated.
Well, he's going to come over and chat with us here, and we'll have to see what he has to say. We'll let him get the headset on here. Coach Matthew Richards, thanks for taking a couple minutes for us here at halftime of this fantastic one. We heard you a couple of times in the huddle, especially at the end there. A little bit frustrated. Feels like the team started so strong, but as you were saying, a couple of defensive bad pieces of play, and just like that, they're back in it.
Yep, and that's when you relax on your defensive principles, you let a team get up and down the floor and get some easy shots, energy, all that stuff. We've got to do a significantly better job of being mentally tougher there.
Now, from the offensive standpoint here, the court to try and take it to this Mustangs team. We've got to take some time to catch our breath as well, because boy, was that an entertaining first half, and it's a close game. Seawolves up by 3 at the break. It's Southern Maine 41, Central Maine 38. You're watching YSCC men's basketball on SMCC TV.
When I first came to SMCC, my plan was to just be here for 2 years and then leave to go get a bachelor's degree. Originally, I was looking for information technology. While I was here for open house, I learned about the cybersecurity degree and immediately went to admissions to change my major to cybersecurity. Aside from the obvious, SMCC is very beautiful, and that makes it a really good place. It's also the lowest tuition in New England, and that was really helpful for me and my family. Now I actually work at SMCC. I was fortunate enough to get hired into the IT department. I still plan on moving on to get a bachelor's degree, but for the time being, SMCC is giving me all I need.
SMCC, it's time. There's something better out there. It's an idea that's motivated humans for centuries, pushed us to seek, accomplish, improve. Want to get to that better? It's time for Southern Maine Community College. Whether you're laying a foundation to build on, preparing for a rewarding career, or gaining new skills to give you the edge, at SMCC, you'll find a community to help you think stronger, think smarter, and go further. Sound good? Get started at SMCC. It's time. It's time to take charge. Time to be a trailblazer. It's time to focus, to make a change, and build the career you want. It's time. SMCC. It's time. It's time to think smarter about school. It's time to get the education and the professional connections you need in a program that's affordable. It's time to work in your field while you get an education. SMCC. It's time.
There's a saying that a rising tide lifts all boats.
A rising tide lifts all boats.
More people are at work today, earning bigger take-home pay than ever before.
But what happens when the tide isn't coming? What happens if the tide is going out? What happens when things get hard, or when a global crisis makes normal problems suddenly seem insurmountable? Who will be that rising tide? In 1946, SMCC was founded to help veterans returning from a world war get back on their feet. And we've carried that legacy throughout our 75 years as Maine's most trusted and accessible education center, an innovative institution that's never been afraid of change. Even as we celebrate this milestone, we're adapting under the weight of a pandemic and offered the same steady hand and supportive community for people to ignite their passion and turn it into something more. Because when it comes to lifting people up, when it comes to being that rising tide, we're all in, always.
NCAA provides our program exactly what they say, a chance for small colleges to compete. It's leveling the playing field for everybody. It provides a great opportunity, just to fellowship amongst athletes, get a chance to play against some different teams that typically don't get a chance to play against from different regions, different parts of the country. This kind of gives you an opportunity to kind of see where you're really at against everybody. Really good, like I said, just a great environment, well-ran tournament. It's a pleasure to be part of organizations like the USCA.
There's a saying that a rising tide lifts all boats. But what happens when a global crisis makes normal problems suddenly seem insurmountable? Who will be that rising tide? Since 1946, Southern Maine Community College has offered the same steady hand and supportive community for people to ignite their passion and turn it into something more. Because when it comes to lifting people up, when it comes to being that rising tide, we're all in. Always.
It's time to build. Time to set a new direction. Time to get the skills and hands-on experience for the trade you want to pursue. Time to make a dream come true. SMCC, it's time. There's something better out there. Whether you're laying a foundation to build on, preparing for a rewarding career, or gaining new skills to give you the edge, get started at SMCC. It's time.
Since 1946, Southern Maine Community College has offered the same steady hand and supportive community for people to ignite their passion and turn it into something more. Because when it comes to lifting people up, we're all in. Always.
It's time to get the support and education you need, and the experience that gives you the edge. It's time to master the business skills that lead to a successful career. SMCC, it's time.
When I first came to SMCC, my plan was to just be here for 2 years and then leave to go get a bachelor's degree. Originally, I was looking for information technology. While I was here for open house, I learned about the cybersecurity degree and immediately went to admissions to change my major to cybersecurity. Aside from the obvious, SMCC is very beautiful, and that makes it a really good place. It's also the lowest tuition in New England, and that was really helpful for me and my family. Now I actually work at SMCC. I was fortunate enough to get hired into the IT department. I still plan on moving on to get a bachelor's degree, but for the time being, SMCC is giving me all I need.
SMCC, it's time. There's something better out there. It's an idea that's motivated humans for centuries, pushed us to seek, accomplish, improve. Want to get to that better? It's time for Southern Maine Community College. Whether you're laying a foundation to build on, preparing for a rewarding career, or gaining new skills to give you the edge, at SMCC, you'll find a community to help you think stronger, think smarter, and go further. Sound good? Get started at SMCC. It's time. It's time to take charge. Time to be a trailblazer. It's time to focus, to make a change, and build the career you want. It's time. SMCC. It's time.
Back here at the Hub, the Hutchinson Union Building in South Portland, Maine. The atmosphere building back up once more as we've got 10 final minutes of basketball action on the night in this doubleheader. The rivals, Central Maine, Southern Maine. Women's game went the way of the Mustangs. The men on top for the Seawolves. At the break, they lead by 3, but it seemed like it was going to be a lot more. Up by 12 with 5:41 left. Couple careless sequences and a few big shots. Corey David knocking down a 3. Jordan Dudgeon able to hit from outside, and suddenly the deficit trimmed. Taking a look at those stats, field goal wise, Jeff, I like it when the numbers make me look like I know what I'm talking about. At the top of the broadcast, we talked to you about Central Maine, great shot selection. They shoot like 50% from the field. They're a very good team, but not a lot from outside. 2 for 8. They don't attempt that many looks. And the 8 for 16 shooting from beyond the arc for Southern Maine. So impressive. It cooled off a little bit towards the end there, but there's your difference in points. 50% from outside, 43.3% from the field. But Central Maine, when they choose to put the ball up, they're usually in a good spot. Not a ton of turnovers, and both teams perfect from the charity stripe. A combined 13 for 13 at the line. It's been that type of game. Both these teams, as we talked about, doesn't matter that one of them's lost 4 of their last 5 and the other's won 8 out of their last 10. Throw that stuff away. This is Mustangs and Seawolves. This is rivalry basketball, and it has been outstanding, Jeff.
It's quite different when these two teams get together. It doesn't matter what the records are. They still come to play at a very different level. We saw that in the women's game, obviously. But, yeah, it's a different kind of ball game when they come together. It just doesn't matter. Records, throw them out. Just put the ball out there and let them play.
Good basketball here. Ian Regan leads everybody with 14 points, 4 of those from outside. And oh yeah, he's got 5 rebounds to lead everybody in that category as well. Cameron Cousins has chipped in with 6 points. Jack Pazinski hit a 3. Mickle got 2 to go along with 3 other points, so he's got 9 total. Cromwell 2 from the line. Cavuse and Martinati both with a field goal, and Meters hit from beyond the arc for 3 points for number 33. On the other side, Corey David was kept in check pretty much the whole half. He went 4 for 4 from the line, then was able to get a steal and a layup, then hit the 3, and suddenly he's leading his team with 9 points. That's what a player of the week does. Dudgeon's got a 3, Marshall Evans with 4 points, Jaden Henderson has 6. Calder Horowitz has 6. DeMarco McKissick has 6. And Ryan Crockett's got 4. Good matchup here, and I like to see the student section getting themselves fired up and ready to go here. They've brought the energy. They've been rooting on their team start to finish. They've barely been in the seats for most of that first 20 minutes, and I think they're excited to see the Seawolves team come away with another victory and grab a 15th win of the year. So, final warm-up preparations are done. We heard from Matthew Richards at halftime. He wanted his team to make a statement coming out of the locker room in the second half. As soon as they finished their warm-ups, he grabbed a hold of them, and he's been working down there in the huddle, diagramming stuff on the whiteboard about what he wants to see. I have a feeling he's got the first few sequences already thought out, and I am going to be very curious to see what he brings to the table. On the other side, Gagne's seen so much basketball over his quarter of a century plus at the helm of this Mustangs program. He knows what it takes to get it done at this level. He'll be happy his team kept it close. Now, can they ride that momentum into an early second half swing to put themselves on top for the first time since less than 90 seconds into the game? Mustangs in black, Seawolves in white. Let's get back underway here. David taking his time on the setup. Regan staying close to him, wanting to try and force him to his left. Instead, McKissick will give it back out from Crockett. Into the corner. Henderson, McKissick. Good ball movement here early. Henderson going to let it go, and that's good shooter's touch. 4th field goal for him. The jump shot starting to get knocked down by the Vermont man. Or excuse me, the Levant, Maine man. Horowitz, the Vermont player. This one's picked up by Mickle. Couple of big shots from beyond the arc for him too, but he's been moving the ball exceptionally well tonight and gives it off to Cromwell, looking for his first field goal. Yep. 3-pointer for him too. Everybody getting on the 3-party. Cousins the only member of the starting 5 without one right now. David crossing over as he comes over. 4-point lead. Trading opening tallies on their first possessions of the second half. Henderson gives it up. Crockett on the attack. McKissick put it across and off the fingertips of Mickle out of bounds. 6 on the shot clock is going to make this very interesting on the inbounds here. Probably trying to get himself open. And they go in his direction. He collapses on it. Is he going to travel? No, got it off. Someone's got to shoot the ball into the corner. David for 3, no. And Cromwell will grab the rebound. That was a tough shot and a tough sequence there, but good defense from the Seawolves. It's Mickle attacking inside, goes to the rim and finishes.
A nice strong take. That's what he's got to do.
Double figures for the captain who last played at Shawshene Regional Tech, where he was a CAC All-Star. And boy, has he put up some great performances in blue and white. On the couple of handoffs outside, Chanston Regan knew he was going to bowl his man over there. As we take another look on the clear out, there was so much room to attack down low, and the help was way too late in coming from Malik Farley for that good finish. Foul on the floor, first of the second half, Regan's second personal. Henderson. Herman High School, man, that's not going to work. Kaczynski going the other way, wide open trip to the hoop. 5 for the starting guard. This is what they wanted, an early dash of points on the board, an 8-point lead, but that's nice. Shooter's touch out of the corner. Corey David rattling it in to get him into double figures on the scoring side. Mickle slowing things down as he comes across the court. This game's been played at such a high intensity. Even just 3 minutes into the second half, you imagine the players have got to start feeling it. Cromwell had the chance to go up, waited too long. Now flips it for Cousins. He's got that one easy. 8 points off the jumper. Corey David starting to get into it here. Was in and out of the game in that first half. But that last shot, a tough one, and will that get him on a run? Blake Farley here on the attack. He hasn't found the score sheet yet. Gives it off. Henderson McKissick against a very tough defending Cousins, and the ball forced away. Another steal to add to the total. Pazinski's starting to come up with the ball quite frequently here with those quick hands. Mickle backs it out. Cromwell, he can shoot over the top of his man. He's got a foot on him, and he'll go to the corner. Pazinski, yeah! Timeout. Well, I want to hear from head coach Matthew Richards, who I think will be a very satisfied customer with how his team has executed the game plan on those first couple minutes out of the locker room.
Okay, so hold on a second. Oh, we want to be a good defensive team. Oh! Okay, listen. Our next offensive trip, if he's in there, let's go BC. BC. Yep. Hey, listen, that set that we ran, we're just going to call that split replace. So call that split replace. That's when we go here, up, and Deshaun comes back up. So I'll call it split replace. It's all right, fun. Right?
Reminder in fifth, keep them on the middle like we talked about.
Seawolves on through, 1, 2, 3.
So you want to be a defensive team, he says, with a little ironic twist of the knife in the side of his players there. Boy, is it paid off in the tune of a 10-point lead just 3.5 minutes into this second half, and Central Maine has to get back on the comeback trail again here early on. Time can so quickly start to slip away, but we've seen them go on some runs before. They clawed their way back from down 12 with under 5 to go in the first half. And they'll go to McKissick up top. Oh. Quick move down low. That's a great feed and a great finish for Crockett. Trying to keep pace with his fellow Old Orchard Beach alum Ian Regan, but that's a difficult task as Mickle works up top here. Regan flying to the corner. Pazinski's had the hot hand to start this second half. Cousins going to come up top, use the screen. Mickle to the rim. Oh, it wouldn't go, and there's a lot of contact underneath. He's blocked off. That was a hard hit to the floor as well for Marshall Evans, who's charged with his second personal. Both teams only one here as we take another look. Ooh! Watch out. Mickle 2 for 2 from the line. Sinks that. I should say just one. Now 2 for 2 from the line as he finished off three-point play. Zinski needed a fresh mask after he snapped the strap on one of them. Good teammate from Kavuse to quickly get that into his hands, and Mickle will sink them both. Everybody's perfect from the charity stripe. That must be the biggest surprise for both coaches in a tough game. Dudgeon. Pazinski was doing everything he could to come up with a swipe there. As to the rim goes Corey David, and 2 more on the board for number 3. Central Maine visiting fans trying to make some noise to compete with this very boisterous student section. Work is from Mickle. Kick out for Regan. He'll go to the rim and blocked off. And again, it's Evans underneath there who took the brunt of it. Third personal for him. He may have to check out. May need to check out just so we can get an ice pack. So Regan to the line here. Matthew Richards with a playful pat on the back of Corey David there who had backed into him. He's seen plenty of him over the years. Lead down to 8, chance to restore it. And that one just clanks through. Regan's got 15 in the game high. And out of the contest now will come Marshall Evans as expected. Regan's second one knocked down. Boy, who's going to be the first to miss from the foul line? Don't want to be that guy with how his hot hands are moving. 5 minutes gone in the second half. 10-point lead still. McKissick to David far side. Trying to attack off the screen. Goes a long way to get it back to Horowitz, who will leave it in the hands of Dudgeon. Cairns Australia man. He's got those long, lanky arms. We've only seen him fire once, and he hit from outside for one of the 2 3-pointers into the corner. David has the other one. He'd like another. Wouldn't go, but he got the shot off in time to beat the shot clock, and it's knocked out of bounds. Good battle there underneath as Crockett created some havoc. It was a 2-on-1 chance, though, so you can't really fault Regan for not coming down with another defensive board to add to his total. He had 5 in the first half. Looking on the inbound, there is nothing to look at. Reset up top, that's dangerous! And he was in the air when he caught it, so not a backcourt violation. Smart play there. Timed the jump just right. David got inside, and he's bodied. Matthew Richards wanted the elbow to the head as an offensive foul, but that's a tough one to call underneath. Pazinski got a shot to the face, and he might be bloodied. He's having a peek at the lip on his way back. Matthew Richards is going to get in the ear of the official, Mark McGinnis, here and plead his case about the little shot there. Student section cheers everything. Great offensive plays, great defensive plays, and great broom work to clean up the sweat spots on the floor. Got to appreciate that. Corey David at the line, and he hits the first. Well, he's been doing everything he can to keep pace for his team, but he becomes the man to break the perfect streak of foul shots. But he does have a team high, 14 points, the only man in double figures for the black and red. The blue and white on the attack here is nice move to attack inside Cromwell. What a spin with the left hand, no good, but that's only because he was fouled. Every single player on the end of that bench got up on their feet, Jeff, when he made that spin move inside.
They were ready for that one to fall down.
They were waiting for it to explode. Horowitz, the guilty man, third team foul of the half, his second personal. Fouls are starting to add up. McKissick 2, Horowitz 2, Evans 3. Players to keep an eye on. We're 6 minutes into the second half. Down and good from Cromwell. 10-point lead restored once more. Bounce pass inside. Horowitz. David on the attack. That's a beautiful pass. Can he get that shot to go? No, but that was narrow alleyways to work through to somehow get the setup. Mickle now. He's looking inside, and he is fouled, a little elbow to his chest.
Mustang foul number 11, Jordan Dudgeon. That's his first, team's fourth.
On the inbound here, Mickle. Pazinski. Regan, he's going to let go. Just too short. Still waiting to get things heated back up again after he was lights out shooting in that first set of 20 minutes. Thomas Martinotti's preparing to check back in for Southern Maine. Horowitz. Tried the right side. There was no room. They'll work down the left alley. Flipped inside for McKissick. Nice cut back door. That's an easy 2, but only because of the great off-the-ball movement from Corey David. Lulls his man to sleep, and then as soon as he gets his head around the other way, he darts for the open spot on the floor. Cromwell almost had it ripped out of his hands. Instead, Regan underneath. He's got it for 2, and there's equally good ball movement on the other side for him to regain sole possession of the game lead in points. David thought he got fouled. Instead, Mickle underneath. He missed, but Pazinski didn't quit, and he follows it up for his 10th points. 61-49 the lead. Into the hands of Ryan Crockett here, who will reset up top. McKissick, great pass down low. Too hot into the hands of Calder Horowitz, who was thinking about going up. Here's another look here. Great movement from Cromwell, and oh, what a perfect pass. Regan able to bury it. We'll take the break. Timeout with 61-49, the lead shown on the scoreboard. Southern Maine on top with 12.5 to play here on SMCC TV.
There's something better out there. It's an idea that's motivated humans for centuries, pushed us to seek, accomplish, improve. Want to get to that better? It's time for Southern Maine Community College. Whether you're laying a foundation to build on, preparing for a rewarding career, or gaining new skills to give you the edge, at SMCC, you'll find a community to help you think stronger, think smarter, and go further. Sound good? Get started at SMCC. It's time to get the support and education you need, and the experience that gives you the edge. It's time to master the business skills that lead to a successful career. SMCC, it's time.
12-24, all that's left in the second half here as SMCC finds themselves trailing on the scoreboard by 12 points. Southern Maine has come out of the locker room and built that lead that was shrunk down to 3 points at the end of 20 minutes, back to a double-digit advantage. And they have the ball, and it's Zachary Mickle going to work. Trio of seniors, Mickle, Regan, Cousins, they've all had their big moments tonight. And they've got some more time to keep something happening in front of the home fans one more time in the regular season. Cousins, that's a beautiful move. How about it? Give the Wells man 10 points on the night. Crossover, cutting back for Dudgeon, who will leave it up top. Henderson has to hand off as Kavuse being up top there like that to stretch the zone, really putting pressure on, and Kavuse will force a high shot. That's knocked down, though, by Horowitz. That's a tough finish over the top of a 6'8" man with lanky reach, who was doing all he could to get a piece. Mickle. And he just had one too many taps in the side there coming from Dudgeon, and eventually the referee just had to call a foul there. As we take another look, Cousins on that beautiful move and the excellent finish over the top. McKissick frustrated. He didn't have a bad play defensively. Just what are you going to do when a guy's shooting the ball like that? 63-51, Mickle. Martinati into the corner, Kavuse. Heaves the skip pass across. Working off the screen, Mickle for three. Halfway down and out. Loose ball, Kavuse poked it out of bounds. Central Maine basketball. All right, now, without having Corey David on the floor, as he's out of the game and resting, but still standing and still surveying things as close to the scorer's table as he can get. Who can they turn to? They need McKissick, but he's been double-teamed down low quite a bit from up top. Dudgeon runs into a wall. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Tough look forced, and that one no chance of going in, and Kavuse finds the rebound. Ball is tipped around on the floor, and Mickle settles it down. And Central Maine looking frustrated and looking like they're running out of ideas on the offensive end of the floor, and that is playing right into the Seawolves' hands. Mickle, Regan steps into the jumper, wouldn't go down. Kavuse the rebound underneath. He's fouled by McKissick. That'll be the 6th on the team here in this half. One away from getting into the bonus, and Kavuse to the line for 2. A little chat here for Pazinski, with Regan also getting a word of advice on the sideline from head coach Richards. 19th season for him as the director of athletics and the all-time winningest coach here at SMCC. 3 times he's been the conference coach of the year. Kavuse able to hit. 65-51 the lead here. Dudgeon Ooh, almost got a man to travel there as Evans found himself with no room for the bounce pass. Henderson calling for some help, fighting off the screen. Martinati darting one way then the other. And again, they're under 10 on the shot clock. Dugan looking for some help to clear out. That one is an air ball into the hands of Pasinski. And again, Central Maine just looking frustrated out there right now. There has not been an opening whatsoever. Defense glued to them everywhere they turn. Cavuse now handoff Martinati. And Corey David needs to get back into the game, but Martinati from outside. He's got a 3-ball. Might be too little too late, because Southern Maine disappearing out into the distance, up by 68-51. On the attack here, Cavuse. He's called for the block. Might have been just a smidge too slow in getting there to set the feed. As we take another look here, Martinati, you're going to leave him that open. He's just going to take it. So a host of changes being made here. Dugan will stay in the game. McKissick comes out with his 3 fouls for a breather. More importantly for them, they've got their field marshal back on the floor. Corey David trying to cut and get open. He'll take the handoff. 15 on the shot clock here. And his movement off the ball does help stretch the defense. Does the little things there, like getting a rub-off screen on Cavuse. Fadeaway jumper off the front iron. Somehow recovered out of there by Farley. Wild shot, no good. Cavuse rips down the defensive board. Holding strong here, Southern Maine. Nickel, Cavuse. Pazinski guarded well here, but he's going to try and work his way to the middle. He does so there. Twists it back out for Martinati. Into the corner, he's tied up. Pazinski, though, from the elbow, left it short. Henderson came up with it. Dugan. Dudgeon trying to cut himself open. Henderson backs it out once more. Not a lot of three-pointers attempted here today, but it might be time to start thinking about it. Dugan's got an open look. He likes that idea, and he hits from outside. Justin Dugan, the sophomore, 6'9" from Las Vegas. That's a big bucket, but it's still a 14-point game. Let's take it down to the Southern Maine bench.
Okay, be ready for pressure here. So we'll press breaker if we need it. Then we come off the floor, okay? Down here, motion, okay? Change sides of floor. You might see a backdoor cut available after it changes sides twice. Okay, here we go. Seawolves on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Just fine-tuning the game at the moment here with a good 14-point advantage. And ready to get this one back underway with 8 minutes to go. Seawolves at 14-5 and 11-1 in the conference. They've put together a very good season. A couple of good road victories. But there's nothing like knocking off your rivals at home to complete the season sweep. Martinati down low. Into the game for the first time tonight. That is David Mervelis underneath. Draws the contact. Nickel to inbound. They'll reset up top, and that one's tipped away by Farley. Mervelis and Pazinski able to recover it between the two of them. Mickle from way outside. Wouldn't rattle in. Cavuse jabbing it around, and it falls for Mervelis. He's going to go right back up with it. No. Cavuse, the tip drills are on for the big 6'8" man, and he tries to alter the shot from Dugan, who let fly again and probably rushed it. Mervelis comes up with it. And a host of subs about to check back into the game here. Mickle, what a move. Blows by on the left side and lays it up and in. 15 points for the Massachusetts native. Corey David trying to get something going here for his teams. He's going to keep running off the ball and keep moving. There's openings there up top. Attacking down low, Kavuse. He got a piece of the arm, and that's unlucky. There wasn't much contact, but the arm from Kavuse did come down in an attempt to block it, and it appeared that he did get a brush on the forearm there, which might have altered the follow-through on the shot. That's a good pickup from the officials. First shot knocked down by Dudgeon. Gets him back on the scoring touch for the Australia native. And here come the substitutions. Kavuse, Martinati, Mervelis, Mickle out. Good minute or so for Mervelis. If you're not going to get many minutes, you might as well make them count. Couple of good touches there and a good defensive sequence as well. Second free throw, swirled home. Meter's going to take this one up the floor. One shot today for the Gorham men. It was a big three-pointer in the first half. He's got a chance to be on the ball with Mickle taking a blow on the sideline. Regan defended well by David. Goes up top. Cromwell got his man in the air. Couldn't knock it down. Cousins came over the top. He goes down hard, but he had the ball. They're going to call the travel for the little slide at the end. He adds a rebound, though, to it, and Cameron Cousin, he is going as hard as he can one final time in the regular season in front of his fans. They love to see his work ethic. They reset up top here for Dudgeon. On the attack, Regan trying to strip it away. Into the corner. Cousins challenged, but it's knocked down by Henderson, who gave a little what for to the crowd on his way by. That gets them fired up. Meter gets around his man. Leaves it off Cromwell. Cousins is an open man up top, but he'll set the screen. Cromwell cutting in. He runs into a corridor, no room to go. Cameron Cousins metered on the handoff. Cross, Cromwell, three ball on the way and down! Second from outside for him. He's got 9. 73-59. The lead just will not shrink for Central Maine. That'll help, though. Nice finish through traffic by Dudgeon. Rattles one in off the glass. Kaczynski. Might be the sweatiest guy out there as he came close to us and checking out the sheen. He's been all over the court over this last 8 minutes or so. Meter behind the back. Why not? Wouldn't go down, but that's a good look for him. David trying to go quickly ahead, and here's Henderson. He's going to pull up. That looked like he left his feet, but underneath there's a knock out of bounds. Another look for us here on that great play for Cromwell. Horowitz didn't get close enough to him to be able to challenge on the three-pointer. Meter's going to come out of the game. Zachary Mickle back on here, and imagine he'll be on the rest of the way. Into the corner. David. And he got fouled, little arm in the side. Kaczynski will picks it up. That's his second personal. And that's 5 now in the second half. Both-point lead. This one floated down low. McKissick. Good turn inside, but he left it a little short. And these possessions become so much more important as time starts to wind down. Central Maine just doesn't seem to have enough time. Cousins. Handoff Kaczynski. He'll rise and fire. Swish. Long 2 for number 2, and he's got 12 on the game. Open look for Henderson to the hoop. Missed it, though. Cousins grabs another rebound, and he's fouled. And that puts Central Maine over the limit. Timeout's going to be taken here by Central Maine. We'll take the break. 75-61 the lead. Southern Maine trying to pour it on late for a good finish to this one. Seawolves on top on SMCC TV.
It's time to take charge. Time to be a trailblazer. It's time to focus, to make a change, and build the career you want. It's time. SMCC, it's time. There's something better out there. Whether you're laying a foundation to build on, preparing for a rewarding career, or gaining new skills to give you the edge, get started at SMCC. It's time.
Well, Cameron Cousins is going to go to the line here for a 1-on-1 as we return to the hub in South Portland. Student section's been on it, and they've been happy with how this team has played in front of them tonight, giving them a lot to cheer about. As the men's team trying to earn a split on the rivalry night and what is senior night for them. Most of the women's team has stayed in attendance trying to cheer them on as Cousins, the first one, knocked down. Second on the way, and that's also good. And the captain of this squad, boy, has he put a lot on the line here, playing hard tonight. He's been fighting for every single loose ball he can possibly get his hand to. Doesn't matter if he goes crashing to the hardwood, leaving it all out there as he battles with McKissick. On the other side now, David trying to leave it off in the corner. That's a tough move underneath. Wouldn't drop through, and Cousins fighting between two men as another rebound to add to his total. He's got to be close to a double-double now. Mickle. Regan. They'll reset up top, and they can take their time, though they are down to under 10 on the shot clock. Mickle's just going to put the floater on, and that one missed. Henderson running the floor. Pazinski staying with him, though. Almost jabbed it loose. Horowitz inside. McKissick is fouled. Zachary Mickle looking a little bit guilty and sheepish there underneath. Let's see who they charge this to. It is on Cousins, so that'll be his second. And the first free throw took an age to drop through, but it does fall through the cylinder. Marshall Evans is back on to replace Calder Horowitz. Well, the losing streak looks like it's going to run up to 3 games here for Central Maine, though they're doing their best to put a fight in. That one wouldn't drop for McKissick. 3 minutes to go. Lead is 15 points. But this is going to be a statement from Southern Maine, you expect. No easing off here the last few possessions. They'll want to finish this strong in front of their home fans. And a reach-in foul from Evans gives him his 4th.
No, you said that. 2:56 to go, and the starting 5 is still in the game, up 15. So you know that they're gonna finish it off strong.
I have a feeling that Matthew Richards may give a curtain call to his 3 seniors one at a time here.
Oh yeah,
as things get late, but he's going to want them try and finish filling up that stat sheet because they have earned the right to do so. Cromwell gets the first to go. He's into double figures. Every member of the starting 5 has at least 10 points. And the second one straight through as well. And now every member of the starting 5 has at least 11 points, just to keep you updated, Joe. Up the court they come again. Henderson, he's been doing his part. He's had a lot to do, and underneath, that's a great spin inside. Oh my. McKissick straight-armed it on top of the rim, and it fell through.
That's a pretty move.
Not sure about the physics involved of how the basketball did that, but hey, it's a good 2 points. Nicely done. Into the corner for Cromwell. Attacking off the dribble. Gives it back to Cousins, who just gets a hand on that to keep it in play. Back up top for Mickle. Regan would like a chance to add another 3-pointer to the mix here. Only 7 on the shot clock. He'll let it go. Wouldn't drop through. Cousins battling for it underneath. It's out of bounds off his leg, though. Ryan Crockett coming into the contest. Ball into Evans. Playing with his 4 personal fouls, but still in the game late. Why not with time winding down and still down 79-64. It's a big hole. Corey David, he's going to let fly from outside, and that's why, because he can hit. He's done his part with 19 points for the Mustangs. And timeout taken. I want to hear from head coach Matthew Richards. Let's see what he has to say towards the end of this one. Minute 50, all that's left.
Listen, that was his last one. So he's out now. Okay, so pressure, here it comes. Okay? Jack Baczynski. Cam. Deshaun. Ian, I'm going to have you take it out. Okay? Zach. Jack, come hard. Long. Then double for Zach coming across. Yep. And then burn a timeout if you need to. Yep. Good. Then offensively, get space, they're going to follow you. Seawolves on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Well, I like that. Even up by 12, he's still keeping an eye on things. Last timeout used by Central Maine. They're out now the rest of the way. And McKissick, who's trying to get checked in, will the scorers let him? Not in time, reporting to the bench. Or reporting from the bench, I should say. Mickle on the inbound here. Baczynski looks like will be the target man on this if he can get the play off the way they want it to. And there's a lot of body contact. It's the foul committed by Dudgeon. Team's 9th foul, their last of the 1-and-1s. They do it early here. There's no quit in Central Maine here. They are going to look for a couple of quick possessions. Maybe they get lucky with a few from outside and close it up. But the way Southern Maine's been playing, especially how locked in focus-wise they are, you can't foresee that happening. Mickle knocks down the front end. Everyone's got their assignments here, and he hits the second one as well. 17 points tonight for Zachary Mickle. Ahead here. Dudgeon looking for some help. McKissick inside. He'll rotate through. Cousins did everything he could, but that's a great finish with the left hand off the glass. 11 points for the Laconia, New Hampshire native. Mickle up the court to slow things down here. 81-69 is the lead. Cousins coming across. He'll set the screen. Using his body well. Came back to him. Cousins back for Regan. For 3. It's online. Wouldn't drop, and Cromwell was too early on the scene. Boy, can he jump, and now it's quickly ahead. Henderson stolen away, but he was fouled. Oh, I don't know. Baczynski looked like he jabbed it free. And on the bench, Matthew Richards probably said something that you almost didn't need a microphone to hear from our broadcast position. Take another look here. There was some lower body contact. You can see that's a tough one to call, especially the defender usually doesn't get the benefit of the doubt. Front end of the 1-and-1. It is knocked down. Henderson's got 12 as he's been slowly putting together a pretty solid outing for himself. And this to get the lead down to 10 with 60 ticks of the clock to play, and he got it. Full court press coming. Now they'll back it off here. I know the next foul is 2 free throws, so they're going to try and jump the route and try to get a hand on a ball and jam it free. Mickle taking his time here. Good crossover. Cousins targeted. That one, though, is loose. He ends up wiping out Martinati, and he's got to hustle back into the play. Dudgeon got around his man. He's going to go to the hoop. Swatted out of bounds by Mickle. He thought it went off the leg of Dudgeon, who passed up a wide-open Henderson in the corner to try to go to the rim himself. 31 seconds left. The Southern Maine fans, they're on their feet to celebrate here. Inbound play. Dudgeon throws it across. Corey David, one more. How about it? Won't drop through, and it's knocked out of bounds. Kavuse had the last touch. Well, the seniors are out. Cousins, Regan, and Mickle. They didn't quite get the curtain call they deserved. But it is a serenade to see off this Central Maine team. They lay it up and in through Evans. 6 points for him. Meter across for Cromwell. And now it's just the margin of victory. Deshaun Cromwell going to dribble this one out. Southern Maine. They finish off the regular season sweep of the Mustangs with an 81-73 victory on their home court. And listen to this crowd appreciate him. Strong effort all the way through. And a victory that a little bit closer than probably the margin suggested throughout most of this second half. And I don't know, Jeff. I don't think there's anything to choose player of the game-wise between these three seniors. You give it to Ian Regan with 18 points on 5 for 9 shooting. 4 3-pointers in the first half were big for him. And he ends up as the team's leading scorer on the night. But you could probably give that to the triumvirate of the senior class for how they played today. Every single one of them had their facet of the game dialed in. So Southern Maine, a win to celebrate, 15-5 on the year. And they are now back on another streak to try and run this through to the end of the season and beyond. 7-3 coming in at home. That's now 8 wins on their home court. And they've won 9 of their last 11. With one more regular season game left to go, they'll be on the road against Vermont Tech this weekend. And then it's tourney time. And boy, anything can happen then.
Yeah, boy, I can't. Seedings this year should be interesting. There could be a couple circumstances of a coin flip. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting.
Wrapping things up for you here, Corey David, another fantastic outing for him. He did his part with 19 points to lead all scorers, and he was the big gun for Central Maine. They got some help. Dudgeon with 7, Evans with 6, Horowitz 8, Crockett 6. McKissick ended up with 11 for him, and Justin Dugan into 3. But Jaden Henderson, good outing from him, 13 points to try and help. Cousins finishes with 12. Mickle ends with 17. Pazinski got 12. 11 for Deshaun Cromwell. And then the helper out, Meter got 3. Martinati 5. Kavuse with 4. And oh yeah, Ian Regan to lead everybody in blue and white tonight with 18 points for the captain out of Old Orchard Beach. It's going to wrap things up for us. It's been an entertaining and frankly exhausting, not just for the players, but for us.
It's been a crazy night. I was going to give Matt another second, but I think he's been with the fans being allowed back in the building. He's been
pretty well tied up in a ring. He's trying to make his way here. We'll get the word from him. Only fair to that coach. He's trying to get in our direction, and we'll let him come to wrap things up.
He'll get the final word
on our post-game show. As he dons the headset here, it is a happy group. For my broadcast partner, Jeff Schools, that's going to wrap things up for us. We hope you enjoyed tonight. It's a split between Southern and Central. The women's squad for the Mustangs came out on top. The men for the Seawolves complete a season sweep. It may be, just maybe, a postseason meeting between these two schools in the very near future. Hope you enjoyed it. Your final score for the final time tonight on the men's side: Southern Maine 81, Central Maine 73. I'm Caleb Lamb signing off from the Hutchinson Union Building. You've been watching YSCC Basketball on SMCC TV.